Star Wars is known for its crazy superweapons, with the Death Star being one of the most iconic designs in all of sci-fi. On screen, we have seen the Death Star 1 and 2, as well as the super hyped up Death Star, Starkiller Base in the new trilogy. When exploring Legends, we find that these were not the first superweapons in the galaxy, and were not even close to being the most powerful. This video will explore some of the most deadly superweapons ever created from both canons and Legends material. The Malachor superweapon was powered by a giant kyber crystal, similar to the ones that would later be used in the Death Star. Thousands of years before the Galactic Republic fell to Palpatine's machinations, the Jedi and Sith fought for control over the galaxy. One devastating battle took place on the planet Malachor. Launching an assault on the Sith temple, Jedi forces hoped to topple a powerful Sith witch, tipping the balance of the conflict away from the dark side of the Force. However, the Jedi didn't know that the temple wasn't just a place of worship, but was also a superweapon. During the battle, the weapon was activated, turning every single person inside the temple to stone. Both Jedi and Sith alike were affected. No one was spared. The event became known as the Great Scourge of Malachor and became famous as a cautionary tale for young Jedi in training, as well as the source of Darth Maul's hatred against the Jedi. Another interesting superweapon that had almost unlimited destructive power was the World Devastators. These ships were armed with enormous tractor beams that could ravage the surface of a planet, using the material that it had gathered to create an army of starships and droids. The World Devastator could also be programmed to use the material to upgrade itself, making it more destructive the longer it was left unchecked. Given sufficient time, these Planet Eaters could even manufacture more copies of itself. These were used by a reborn Palpatine in Legends continuity, and were fortunately destroyed by the New Republic before they could destroy even one planet. Although these warships could be operated without sentience on board, Palpatine ensured that there was always someone there to activate the kill switch if needed. He realised that if the central droid brain had malfunctioned, these weapons would have multiplied much like bacteria, exponentially dividing and upgrading themselves until all of the galaxy's resources had been consumed, therefore making this superweapon one of the most potentially destructive on this list. The Star Forge was created over 30,000 years before the Battle of Yavin by the Rakatan Infinite Empire. Collecting matter and energy from a star using the dark side of the Force, the Star Forge could create an unlimited army of starships, droids, and weaponry. This artifact was created by the Rakatans, a dark side using species active 5,000 years before the creation of the Galactic Republic, to carve out an empire. The Star Forge was, however, a double-edged sword. Whilst it was an exceptionally useful tool to conquer the galaxy with, it began to feed off the Rakatans' dark side desire for domination. Over the course of thousands of years, the Star Forge corrupted the Rakata until in 25,000 BBY, the Rakatan Infinite Empire erupted into civil war, ultimately destroying them. After thousands of years of feeding off the Rakatan darkside users, the station had become semi-sentient and was able to repair itself using residual darkside energy, allowing it to exist for thousands of years without any maintenance. When the station came under the possession of Darth Malak, it was shown to be able to heal the user of the Star Forge. By placing captured Jedi in a lifeless state, the Star Forge would feed off their Force energy and channel their power into the individual who controlled it, in this case Darth Malak. Not exactly a super weapon ability, but I thought it was a cool bit of trivia that doesn't normally get mentioned when talking about the Star Forge. Not having much armour or weaponry, and heavily relying upon the ships it produced for protection, the Star Forge was ultimately destroyed in the Battle of Rakata Prime, with the combined turbo lasers of multiple vessels causing its orbital stabilizers to malfunction. The Jedi were extremely paranoid of the galaxy finding out about the Rakata, fearing it would incite panic. They therefore decided to quarantine the Leon system in which it resided, and so the Star Forge was forgotten by the wider galaxy. The Suncrusher, developed in secret by the Empire, was a near indestructible superweapon no larger than a starfighter. The Suncrusher was equipped with 11 energy resonance torpedoes. When fired, they would travel at near light speed to the nearest star. The torpedo would cause the star's core to destabilize, making it turn supernova, destroying a whole star system of planets. If necessary, the torpedoes could also be launched at any starship, delivering a payload so large it would instantly obliterate it. The Suncrusher was clad in quantum crystalline armour. This material was so strong that even when fired upon by the Death Star's prototype super laser, it was not destroyed. Han Solo even rammed it with an Imperial Star Destroyer, with the Suncrusher taking no damage. Built in the Maw installation with funds from Grand Moff Tarkin, the Suncrusher was fortunately not finished until after the destruction of the Empire. However, after being discovered by Han Solo and Chewbacca in 11 ABY, the Suncrusher was placed in the poisonous gas giant Yavin. However, a young Kip Duron, under the influence of the ancient Sith Lord Exar Kun, would seek out the Suncrusher, using it to destroy the Cauldron Nebula and an Imperial remnant fleet. After Exar Kun had been defeated, Kip flew the Suncrusher into a black hole during the Battle of the Maw, destroying it for good. Created over 100,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, Centerpoint Station was an ancient artifact over 350 kilometers long. It was so large and old that almost 1 million people had resided in its reactor core, using its glow point for warmth just like planet dwellers would use a star. 18 years after the Battle of Yavin, the station was discovered to be capable of pulling stars and planets through hyperspace using a giant tractor beam. This could be used for peaceful purposes. For instance, the Corellian system is speculated to have been created thousands of years before the Galactic Republic using this station. However, such tremendous power could also be used for ill intent. Its immensely powerful tractor beam allowed the user to crush planets, atomize whole fleets of starships, and make stars go supernova. The reason why I've put this at the top of the list is because not only could this behemoth destroy stars like the Suncrusher, it could also do so at a distance, at the very least hundreds of light years away. Designed by the Son and the Daughter, otherwise known as the Celestials, the pair had absorbed dozens of hive minds, providing them with force abilities which allowed the hives to fly through space without the need for propulsion, collecting resources to build the station. One such species were the Killiks, who still had the collective memory of building the station 100,000 years later. They claimed that Centerpoint Station had been built in order to contain the being known as Abeloth within the Maw system of black holes. This being was so powerful in both the light and dark sides of the Force that the Son and the Daughter were forced to contain her. Anyway, I won't go too much into this awesome character today, as I will be talking about her in depth in a future video. The station was only used a few times in recorded history and largely resulted in great harm to the user of the station due to the lack of understanding of its immense complexity. On one occasion, Han Solo's cousin, Thraken Sel Solo, attempted to use the station against the invading Yuuzhan Vong fleet. However, the coordinates were off, so not only did it destroy half of the Yuuzhan Vong fleet, but the vast majority of the Allied fleet as well. On another occasion, a crazed and resentful technician named Raquel attempted to use the station to destroy Coruscant, setting the coordinates to 000. Unknown to him, these coordinates had been changed so that 000 would target the station itself, the resulting explosion destroying not only the station, but many other starships in close proximity to the blast. Hi guys, thank you for watching. We've just passed 10,000 subscribers, so a big thank you for that. There will be plenty more shorts as well as long form videos coming out very soon. See you in the next video guys, and as always, may the Force be with you.